proceedings were virtually edge of the seat proceedings today. The court had to adjourn the proceedings twice before delivering the order. In the morning, the Attorney General of Pakistan was not present to argue the case on behalf of the Prime Minister and the President. If you would remember, the Supreme Court had on the last date of hearing created 6 options for itself to exercise in case the government does not comply with its order, and the order is that implement the verdict of NRO. But today, when the Attorney General finally made an appearance, he did not talk about sending the case to the Parliament. He only said that he has got no instructions whatsoever from the Prime Minister or the President. So it almost felt like as if the government is asking the Supreme Court to take action against it. Prime Minister was consulting his senior party leadership and coalition partners as well. And during that meeting, one of the options pertained to Prime Minister's resignation. The offer was made, but I don't think they have been able to build a consensus over that option, because now the final word, the final consensus appears to be that the Prime Minister would appear before the Supreme Court and inform the Supreme Court as to why he is not writing a letter to the Swiss authorities as being asked by the Supreme Court. If he fails to satisfy the court, then there is a fair chance that contempt proceedings would be undertaken against the Prime Minister by the court. And I've been talking to jurists as well. They say if the court initiates contempt proceedings against the Prime Minister, his conviction would lead to his exit from the office. If the court convicts him for committing contempt at the court, then he would have to leave the Prime Minister's office, because it would be a bar on his membership as a parliamentarian, and if a person cannot be a parliamentarian, then he cannot be the Prime Minister as well. Well, if you look at the whole situation, it is a very, very complex situation. On one hand, we've got a court asking the government to do the needful because this writing of letter against the president comes out of the NRO verdict. And on the flip side of it, the Prime Minister, he has this problem that he cannot write a letter to the Swiss authorities against his own president, and that too in the presence of Article 248 of the Constitution, which bars initiation of any criminal proceedings against the president. Although the government has not expressly stated before the Supreme Court that the president has immunity and we cannot reopen cases against him, but there is this article which states that no criminal action shall be taken against the president, and the already continuing investigations against the president would cease. So the government fears if it takes this question to the Supreme Court might rule that the president does not have any immunity. The government is keeping its options open and shut at the same time, not taking this question to the Supreme Court and sticking to its guns and sticking to the silence which was demonstrated today by the Attorney General of Pakistan before the court.